Which one is it? Yep. Okay, real quick, just look at these. This is just a worksheet over 6.6 and 6.7. Okay, guys, put your phones up. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of review. I'm just going to work a few problems. Okay, we're just going to try to strengthen our 6.6 and 6.7 skills a little bit. Kind of pick up if you missed out on something, you can pick up on it. So we've got a worksheet today. We're going to have another worksheet tomorrow. It'll be very similar to today, but have some different things on there also. Okay. So a few of these things are pretty easy. On the inequalities, I got to looking back at the pacing guide. Where inequalities will not be on your exam. Okay. Now I still want you to turn in the Friday's work. Still turn it in so you can get credit for it. Okay. But as far as that being on the test, it will not be on the test. Don't stress out about that. All right? Any questions? All right, so on this one right here, make sure that you read the instructions carefully and make sure that you know what it's wanting, what it's looking for. On this first set of problems, it says write each expression in radical form. So what are you needing?
You need a radical.
Right, you're going to need a radical, right? It's one radical form basically means that you're going to need a radical. All right? So on some of these, like for the first one, for example, v over 4 over 3, how can I write that in radical form?
You put v under the radical, and then you put 3 where...
So v goes there, and then the bottom number 3 will be the nth root, right? Okay, where does the 4 go?
Behind the v.
Yeah. Now you can, if you want to, you can put it in parentheses. Okay, you don't necessarily have to just because the v is only by itself.
So
right?
Either of those are right?
Huh?
So either of those are right?
Yeah, either one of those are right. Okay, now can you evaluate this? This one right here. Can you put it in your calculator and evaluate it? No, why?
Because v is not a number.
Right. Because you have a variable, right? Your calculator that you have will not recognize variables. Right? So if you try to type that in there, it's going to give you a syntax error. Okay, it's not going to, can't solve it. On the next one, what do I need to do to it first? I need to get rid of this negative, right? Okay, so I'm going to have to change it to 7p to the third to get rid of the minus. And then I can put it under the radical. And I have to make sure that I leave it as a fraction. 7p underneath. Where's the 3 go?
3 goes on.
Yeah, that becomes the index of the nth root, right? Okay, do I need to put anything else? All right? I don't need to put 1 out there because just kind of understand it's going to be the same thing. Everybody good on those two? Any questions? All right. Okay, so on this one, basically it's just you going in the opposite direction. I want you to put it in exponential form. Okay, so on exponential form, I'm basically getting rid of the radical. On that first one, it's going to be, I'm going to put this in parentheses and raise it to the first power. Okay, so now that becomes my exponential exponent. So I got 6k to the 1/3. Leave it in parentheses. Now, what's another way I can write that?
Just put a 3.
Okay? On this one, put this in parentheses. Put that to the first power. Okay, what is this? Even though it's not there, what's it understood to be?
2.
No, 2. Okay, because you're working with square, right? Okay, so now this is going to, you can pull your 7x out. My nth root is going to be 2. What's the top number going to be?
3.
Just like so. Okay, now on these, what do you notice? It does not have a what?
Variable.
There's no variable, right? So can I plug this into my calculator and let it solve it? Now, if you have the new 80, if you have the old 83s, okay, you're not going to be able to do the fractions. Okay, you can, but it's a little complicated. If you got the newer ones, the 84 plus on, then it will do it for you. Now, here's the thing. Can I still use the 83 on this? Yeah, I need to probably change the form though. All right, what would I change the form to? What form is it in right now? Exponential. Okay, I need to turn it into radical form. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, that's my nth root. I'm going to put a 2 there. 64 goes there. And then 3 goes there. And then just plug it into your calculator like that. All right, the 2 number will be first. And then which button do I hit? Hit the math button. Scroll down to number what? 5. You should see that symbol there. Okay, then type what? 64. Use that symbol there. And then hit enter. That should give you the answer. What is it?
That's 512.
Yep, 512 is what it should get. If you get something other than that, you're inputting it wrong. Now, how many of you have the double zeros? Anybody have that? Okay, all that means is that your decimal's floating, or you said you're going to the 100th decimal. Doesn't mean anything, still the same answer. Okay, pretty easy, right?
No.
Okay, go to this one. Okay, we need to simplify or solve each equation. Remember to check for extraneous solutions. Okay. On this one, what do I do first?
Plus 5.
Yeah, we got to get the radical by itself, right? So I'm going to move the 7 first, away from the radical. So what would I do first, Makai?
Add 7.
Add 7. Okay, that's going to give me 2. Those 2 will cancel out. 2b. And then how do I get rid of the radical here?
Square.
Square it. Both sides or just one side? Do something to one side, you got to do it to the other. 4. I lose the square root. Then I divide by 2. B equals 2. Any questions on that one? Okay, so on this one, you're looking at it, do I need to move anything?
No.
You already got the radical by itself, so now I can skip a step and just go what?
Square.
Square both sides. Gives me 4 equals -2 minus 3n.
Now you can add 2.
Add 2, very good.
divide by -3.
Good. Got it? Okay, what about this one? Yeah, we just go to squaring it, right? Everybody tell me what my next step is? Yeah, like a +1. Can I do something at the same time? Something else?
Yeah, you can plus
Just say it's easier if you -4.
Yeah. I'll do it both ways. Right?
you can plus 10.
Very good. Now, should I +10 or should I subtract x? Because you're moving everything that way, aren't you? Okay, so probably want to subtract 1x. Okay, that puts my variable on the opposite side. Now, Lily brought up a good point. We always, when we taught this, we always want to start with what first? Well, I mean, when I'm moving things, what do I want to start with? Well, we start with the variable, right? Which variable? The lowest one? The number that has the lowest one, right? So which one has the lowest number in front of it? -10, right? So add 10. You know what I'm saying? Okay, especially if you don't like dealing with what kind of numbers? Negatives. This will always ensure that you get a positive number. Does everybody understand that? In front of your variable. Okay, so now I know that I can subtract 10. It's, you know, it's not that big a deal. Don't get too stressed out about it because it actually gives you the same answer. Yeah. As long as you know where you're going, which side you're trying, what you're trying to achieve. All right? You can do it either way. Done on? I think it's all. Okay, what does this do? Do it at the end of the hour. We're going to grade it today in class. Okay? We'll see how hard you work on it. Now, listen very carefully. Make sure you hear me. Hear me out. If you guys work hard on it, and I can see that you're working hard on it. If I'm grading papers and I look up and I see everybody on their phone messing with their phone, okay, and not working hard on their worksheet. If I see you working hard and you guys need a little bit extra time, what would I do?
Make it do tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll give you some extra time, right? Make it do tomorrow. But if you guys are not working hard, then we'll just grade what you got done at the end of the hour. Okay, those first 20 problems should take you like 3-4 minutes to work. Because all you're doing is what? You know, you're just switching them around, right? You don't have to calculate or figure anything out, do you? Okay, those next 5, 21 through 26, as long as you know how to input it into the calculator, that's doing the work for you, really. Okay? So the only problems that you actually have some work on are which problems? The last 15. What's the number? 26 through 40. So basically, like the last 15 problems is the ones you're going to have to work out. I think you guys can handle that, right? First hour got done, so you guys are a lot smarter first hour, right?
looks like a bar.